So, as you can imagine, I've been a little bit busy of late, and I haven't been able to catch up with what happened with the Mueller report. So I figured that I'd go to the most reliable name in journalism on the entire planet, CNN, to tell me exactly what happened, because I'm still hearing from the lefties that actually this doesn't exonerate Trump. Actually, this just makes things worse. Trump is finished. It's over. Blah, 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 blah.
Welcome to The Lead on this Good Friday. I'm Jake Tapper. If you thought the Mueller report was the end, it really just might be the beginning.
Of the end of the Democrats, surely. They seem to be going into a catatonic state because literally nothing they can do can take away the fundamental truths that Donald Trump is actually running on. Like, that's his presidency. The impetus behind them, they refuse to address them. And so, is it the Russians? Just give me it straight, Jake. Just, is it the Russians? Did they put him in office?
House Democrats have issued a subpoena today to obtain the full report, all the underlying evidence, and zero redactions. And Democrats are now faced with the question of what to do next.
Oh, really? That's weird. I mean, I presume you're guillotines, right? Or, I don't know, stocks, whatever. A platform with a great big noose on it. Whatever it is, gallows, that's the word. Surely something that Trump has done is so bad that the Democrats have just got a plethora of options. I mean, it's not that they don't know what to do. It's that there are just so many choices. Trump is obviously so manifestly guilty that they're just sat back in their chair, steepling their fingers, going, well, well, well.
After Robert Mueller made it clear he found no direct evidence of any member of the Trump team conspiring with Russia to criminally interfere with the 2016 election.
Oh, did he now? Oof. That's a big oof for the Democrats. I mean, what are they going to do? Like, I haven't watched this clip. I have not watched this clip. I just thought, right, I'll catch up with it and I'll record this little commentary over it because why not? It'll be fun. And I mean, I'm not saying that this is precisely what I expected, and I'm not saying that. Well, I'm saying that, but like, no, I'm not going to be sarcastic about it, right? So this seems to me to be a self-evident thing because I've been following the Trump campaign for quite some time now. I've read Fire and Fury. I've spoken to Steve Bannon. I have personally, off the record and on, I have spoken to many other people around this area, and as far as I can tell, and I don't mean to say this to be derogatory to the God Emperor because you all know that I am Trump 2020, no questions asked, no apologies made, but it does seem to me that Trump is an agent of chaos. He likes coming in, shaking things up. I mean, you could say he taught me everything I know, but he likes coming in and shaking things up. And according to Bannon and other people in the White House around him, it was very hectic and chaotic and I will say poorly managed, but that's only because I get the feeling when things are moving like this, so many moving parts moving so swiftly, it's almost impossible not to have these things poorly managed. And really, I think the strength of Trump in this regard is it always keeps him like 2 or 3 steps ahead of his enemies, so everything looks like 4D chess. And in a way, it kind of is, because I think Trump has just got a very good gut instinct for the way things are going, and he acts accordingly, which means that he might have to turn on a dime on whatever particular subject it is if things are going the other way, in the wrong way, So I imagine that it was too hectic to actually hammer out a plan with Russia, even if they had wanted to. I just don't think it's something they could have achieved, given the way the whole thing played out. But anyway.
While also describing numerous incidents of potential obstruction of justice by the president, and simultaneously painting a devastating picture of a White House and a presidency beset by chaos and...
Well, that's exactly as I said. But potential obstruction, but not obstruction. Just checking. Did I hear that right, Jake? Potential obstruction. Well, if we don't have that proof, I mean, you're going to get the redacted version. Then you can be like, yeah, but these redactions are people's names and addresses. The sort of things we can't release to the public because it's basically doxing them. And it's going to get loads of radical left-wing Bernie bros who are disillusioned with Hillary and Kamala and all of the other types and get them out and start attacking them, isn't it? That'd be my fear, but I'm just concerned because Steve Scalise was shot. I mean, it's not like they haven't already done it. But anyway, sure. Let's assume that, no, we can't assume anything. The potential collusion, that's the best we've got after like a 3-year investigation with $25 million. Potential, I misspoke. Potential obstruction. Not even collusion. Nothing. Potential obstruction.
And prevarication. A president saved perhaps only by the DOJ guidelines to not indict a sitting president.
Possibly, but what are you going to indict him for if the worst you have is potential obstruction?
And the president's own staff's refusal to carry out his direct orders sometimes.
Yeah, but that's politics, isn't it? Sometimes the guy in charge is saying things and making decisions that are frankly unwise, because no one is the master of everything. No one understands everything. That's why you have advisors and various councils and people doing delegation of power, because you can't do it all yourself. And if you're not directly involved with something, if you're delegating someone else, maybe you will make mistakes. Maybe you will advise things that from their perspective just seem absolutely wrong-headed, and so they just don't do it. That's actually using their own initiative. I mean, honestly, I think that's quite a good thing. And that's part of the positive nature of chaos in this regard. If you're in a chaotic environment, you want strong-headed people who know what to do under any given circumstance. And luckily for Trump, that's apparently what he must have had.
As one senior administration official put it to me this afternoon, reacting to the report, quote, that the president makes absurd demands of his staff and administration officials who are alarmed by them and reluctant to follow them is not only unsurprising, but has become the norm. Today, an angry President Trump called the statements made about him in the, quote, crazy Mueller report fabricated and totally untrue and, quote, total BS.
Well, I mean, you do seem to have nothing but potential obstruction. So all I'm saying is that there seems to be absolutely nothing to any of this.
Although he didn't say BS. It's a report that we should note was in part based on interviews with true Trump insiders such as Don McGahn and Stephen Mueller, Hope Hicks, Corey Lewandowski, Steve Bannon, Reince Priebus, and on and on. Those insiders telling the special counsel under oath, a special counsel who sends people to jail for lying to him, about all the times President Trump lied to the American people.
Yeah, okay, let's be honest. It's probably going to be quite a large number, but given the alternative, which seems to be a large number of lies from the media, and that's not just one guy, that's tens of thousands of people, I mean, who am I going to pick? Whose interest do you think I think you're working in? I mean, I'm pretty sure that Trump is a genuine patriot and is working as far as he can see in the best interest of the US. And you'll get people saying, well, he's supporting Israel. Well, yeah, but supporting Israel is probably in the best interest of the US at this point, given how Israel is essentially functioning as a US colony in the Middle East. He's selling weapons to Saudi Arabia. Well, yeah, because you make money, you sell them oil. It's all part of deals that were there before the current administration and the previous administration and probably the one before that. These are not new things, and they are kind of like part of the network of global control that the US exerts, and that's what maintains the hegemony of the country. It's kind of one of those things that you're just going to have to live with for now, and that's true for any administration. Now, I agree that these countries, Saudi Arabia, Iran. Well, no, they don't do it with Iran. Sorry, Saudi Arabia, the Gulf states. These are horrible countries from a moral perspective, but from a realpolitik perspective, what choice does he have?
To you. Reports President Trump tried to brand as fake news, reports that were 100% accurate all along. So while the president has been cleared of conspiracy with Russia,
then we have literally nothing else to say on the issue. Because every single day, every single news report is Donald Trump lies, Donald Trump lies, Donald Trump lies. We know you think Donald Trump lies. We know it. But we think you lie. And so who's lying about who? My God, it's just this never-ending Ouroboros of lying snakes eating their own tails, isn't it? But at the end of the day, Trump's trying to build a wall. That sounds good. Trump's trying to get rid of illegal immigrants and just cut immigration anyway. That's good. Trump's putting America first in their economic policy and the foreign policy. That's good too. Trump's actually whipping the other world leaders, whipping dictators around the world into line. That's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong, he's just one man. I realize he's the God Emperor, but there's only so much he can do in one term with this level of opposition in the government. Imagine if for his second term you say, okay, all right, we fucked up. It was us. Now, we'll go and talk about that if you can be magnanimous, but what we're going to do is cooperate. What is it that we can do together that benefits everyone? And I tell you what, Blocking the border wall is not one of those things. That's a losing issue for the Democrats. So just let it go. Press him for Medicaid or, whatever medical care you want. Press him for all of that. Press him for, citizenship for the dreamers, all that sort of stuff. I mean, that's all morally unimpeachable. Yeah, these kids have been born and raised in America. It's not fair to just chuck them out of the country and send them somewhere else. Even if legally that is the right thing to do, it's still on a moral level not fair. So Trump can make a big win here, and you guys can get exactly what you want there, and he can get his border wall. Everyone can win. It's just you have to come to the table, negotiate, and understand that you have to give up something to him in order to get something from him. Why do I have to explain this in terms like I'd explain it to a child?
His White House has been exposed for other misdeeds.
Oh, no one cares, man. Holy shit. Honestly, do you fucking think anyone cares? Like, have you not been watching the Project Veritas videos coming out about you guys? Van Jones knew this was a nothing burger 2 years ago. He knew. And yet, just give it up. Let's just have some sort of semblance of normalcy now.
CNN's Caitlin Collins kicks off our coverage now from the White House.
It was a complete and total exoneration.
Which it was, right? If you can't prove someone is guilty, then what you are doing is proving that they are innocent. Because we assume someone is innocent until proven guilty. That is what we define as just. That is how. That's the baseline. That is the bar by which we define justice. People are innocent until we can show that they are not. So if you can't show Trump is not innocent, then he has been exonerated. There is nothing on him in this regard. He is right. You have all been wrong for the past 3 years. Let's let it go.
From total exoneration to total BS. President Trump changing his tune on the special counsel's report 1 day after its release.
Yeah, that might be a bad move, because I hear that, and I heard this from CNN, an article, that it looked pretty bad for Obama. I heard that it was, it made Obama look like something of a tyrant. Sorry, carry on. I haven't read it myself, obviously.
Tweeting that statements made about me by certain people in the crazy Mueller report, in itself written by 18 angry Democrat Trump haters, which are fabricated and totally untrue.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of truth to that, though, in there.
The president adding a warning to watch out for people that take so-called notes when the notes never existed until needed. Because I never agreed to testify, it was not necessary for me to respond to statements made in the report about me, some of which are total BS.
Let's be honest, that's probably true. I've got no fucking doubt that someone somewhere, a bunch of them doubtless, got together and said, like, we can just say we have these notes. We can backdate them to whenever we want and say, yep, these are the notes we took in this meeting. We swear on it. What do you reckon?
The president didn't use that shorthand and didn't finish that thought, but at the eye of his tweet storm is former White House counsel Don McGahn, who, according to the Mueller report, took detailed notes of his conversations with Trump, including one where he asked, "Why do you take notes? Lawyers don't take notes." McGahn responded that it was because he's a real lawyer with a legal responsibility to keep an accurate record. Trump responded, "I've had a lot of great lawyers, like Roy Cohn. He did not take notes."
Well, I mean, you could look at that two ways. It could be diligence or it could be a bad memory. But, I mean, I've got a bad memory, so I'd take notes. Who knows? But either way, what happened? Oh, no collusion, no conspiracy, nothing to stand on. So who cares?
The report details a troubled relationship between McGahn and Trump.
Fascinating. No collusion.
But reveals the former White House lawyer was a major player in stopping the president from influencing the investigation, potentially protecting him from an obstruction charge.
Wow. So Trump had hired someone who had done him a good service, even if Trump himself was belligerently going after whoever it is because he's that kind of fighting man, and nothing had happened. So he didn't obstruct. The guy did his job exactly as he's supposed to. Everyone in the Trump administration has done exactly what they were supposed to do. Is that what you're telling me? At least everyone involved in this little drama here, and it turns out that Mueller found nothing. No evidence of conspiracy. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about this for?
The report reveals a president who lied often to the public and his own staff.
Yeah, but I'm watching a video by someone who lies often to the public and their own staff, probably. So, you know, I mean, all I'm saying is if you're in a glass house and you've smashed out most of the windows by throwing stones, you're looking at the last fucking window, why are you picking up another stone?
What you're seeing and what you're reading is not what's happening.
Including claiming he never tried to fire Mueller, which the report says he did.
Why did you fire Robert Mueller? I want to fire Robert Mueller.
Fake news, folks. Fake news.
What's your message?
Typical New York Times fake stories.
He claimed he wasn't pursuing business in Russia, but the report says he was.
Yeah, Trump does this. He did this with WikiLeaks. As soon as something comes out that looks bad, he goes, oh, no, I never had anything to do with that. Even though he's wandering around the campaign trail saying, hey, WikiLeaks is awesome, I love WikiLeaks. Yeah, it's all just Trump's political theater, isn't it?
I promise you I don't have any deals with Russia.
He insisted he knew nothing about WikiLeaks, though the report says he directed campaign associates to find Hillary Clinton's deleted emails.
Oh, boo fucking who. Everyone does opposition research.
I know nothing about WikiLeaks.
But the dishonesty from the White House didn't stop there.
Okay, but the question is not, is Trump a liar? Because ultimately, he probably is in some ways, and he's probably telling the truth in others. And is CNN lying? Yes, a lot of the time. Do they tell the truth in other ways? I'll assume so, just to be charitable, CNN. But that wasn't really the content of what we're supposed to be talking about here, is it? Trump slams part of the Mueller report as total bullshit. Are we not just talking about the report itself and the results of that, rather than just we think Trump is a liar, which, again, you say every single day?
Press Secretary Sarah Sanders now under fire after admitting to investigators that she wasn't basing this claim on anything.
So what's your response to these rank-and-file FBI agents who disagree with your contention that they lost faith in Director Comey?
Look, we've heard from countless members of the FBI that say very different things.
Today, Sanders
Man, it's almost like these institutions aren't monoliths, isn't it?
defended making false statements to reporters.
I'm sorry that I wasn't a robot like the Democrat Party that went out for 2.5 years and stated time and time again that there was definitely Russian collusion between the president and his campaign.
Conspiracy theorists go after local woman for not remembering exactly what she was supposed to say. Right, okay. Yeah, I don't think we need to go any further with this. There's nothing here, is there? There is nothing here. This is like a weak gotcha. You made a mistake 6 months ago or a year ago, and it turns out that was wrong, and you countered that mistake on this particular thing like 3 months ago. What do you say to this contradiction? Oh, okay, I fucked up. I'm not a robot. All right. Is there any conspiracy with Russia? The answer is no. So stop fucking talking about it.